The Paycheck Protection Program is a $953 billion business loan program established by the United States federal government in 2020 through the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act to help certain businesses, self-employed workers, sole proprietors, certain non-profit organizations, and tribal businesses continue paying their workers. The Paycheck Protection Program allows entities to apply for low-interest private loans to pay for their payroll and certain other costs. The amount of a PPP loan is approximately equal to 2.5 times the applicant's average monthly payroll costs. In some cases, an applicant may receive a second draw typically equal to the first. The loan proceeds may be used to cover payroll costs, rent, interest, and utilities. The loan may be partially or fully forgiven if the business keeps its employee counts and employee wages stable. The program is implemented by the U.S. Small Business Administration. The deadline to apply for a PPP loan was initially June 30, 2020, and was later extended to August 8. The Paycheck Protection Program was reopened on January 11, 2021. Economists have found that the PPP did not save many jobs and primarily aided businesses that were not at risk of going under. They noted that other programs would have been more efficient at strengthening the economy. The purpose of the Paycheck Protection Program and loan forgiveness is to provide economic relief to small businesses and certain other entities that have been adversely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. In order to be eligible for the Paycheck Protection Program, an applicant must be a small business, sole proprietor, independent contractor, self-employed person, 501 Veterans Organization, or a tribal business. Applicants who operate as a sole proprietorship, an independent contractor, or an eligible self-employed individual must have been in operation on February 15, 2020. Other types of applicants must have been in operation on February 15, 2020, and must have either had paid employees or paid independent contractors. The applicant and its affiliates must also. The applicant must be located in the United States or its possessions. The applicant's primary operations must be located in the United States or its possessions or, alternatively, the applicant's business must make a significant contribution to the economy of the United States. An applicant is ineligible for a PPP loan if an applicant is not required to demonstrate that it cannot find credit elsewhere, but it is required to certify, in good faith, that current economic uncertainty makes this loan request necessary to support the ongoing operations of the applicant. Each business may receive only one PPP loan. The amount of the PPP loan is based on the applicant's payroll costs. Payroll costs include salaries, wages, commissions, cash tips, paid leave, severance pay, clergy parsonage and housing allowance, and other compensation paid to employees. These costs are limited to $100,000 annualized per employee. Payroll costs also include group health benefits and insurance and retirement benefits. Payroll costs include taxes withheld from employees' wages and all state and local taxes assessed on compensation. But payroll costs do not include the employer's portion of Social Security tax, the employer's portion of Medicare tax, and federal unemployment tax. In the case of a sole proprietor, independent contractor, or self-employed person, payroll costs include net profits from self-employment, based on the 2019 Form 1040 Schedule C line 31, and limited to $100,000 annualized. Payroll costs do not include payments to workers whose primary residence is outside the United States. Payroll costs also do not include payments to non-employees of the applicant. In order to calculate the amount of the PPP loan, the applicant calculates its payroll costs between January 1, 2019, and December 31, 2019. Average monthly payroll costs are calculated by dividing this amount by 12. The PPP loan amount is equal to 2.5 times the average monthly payroll costs. For applicants with an economic injury disaster loan made between January 31, 2020, and April 3, 2020, the PPP loan amount could be increased by the outstanding amount of the EIDA less any advance received under an EIDL COVID-19. Each PPP loan may not exceed $10 million. In some cases, however, each affiliate of a company is allowed to apply and receive its own PPP loan. On April 24, NBC reported that there were at least 8 cases where a company and its affiliates had received PPP loans, and half of them had received more than $20 million in total. A borrower that accidentally made an error in its PPP loan application that resulted in larger PPP loan amount must take actions to correct the error. An applicant applies for a PPP loan directly with an eligible private lender, such as a federally insured bank, a federally insured credit union, Farm Credit System institution, or a small business admini.